Hello, everybody, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. Please note that all times for this overview will be in Pacific time. We're nearing the solstice, so the days are getting darker in the northern hemisphere, but the energy is continuously getting more intense. Take time to recognize your personal growth as we handle both endings and new beginnings. To begin this week, Monday the 8th arrives with a harmonious note. The moon in Leo trines pleasure-loving Venus in Sagittarius at 11:55 a.m. Although the afternoon may bring stagnant energy as action planet Mars in Sagittarius squares off stoic Saturn in Pisces at 4:15 p.m., forcing us to make sure we're playing by the rules and not ignoring our responsibilities or our intuition. Tuesday begins with a supportive vibration as the Leo moon and sun in Sagittarius trine one another at 12:59 a.m., so we may feel like staying up late to enjoy ourselves. The moon will then trine Mars later in the day at 4:05 p.m., inspiring creative expression, though a lunar square to Mercury in Scorpio at 7:26 p.m. may make it difficult for us to decide how to spend our evening. A surprise may be in store when the moon then squares rebellious Uranus in Taurus at 8:56 p.m., but we can focus on efficiency and the chores at hand when the moon enters responsible Virgo at 11:20 p.m. for the next couple of days. Neptune wakes up from retrograde motion and turns direct in Pisces on the 10th at 4:23 a.m., ushering in a new wave of soothing vibrations that can help us believe in magic again. As illusions lift and inner fog begins to clear, we may find ourselves reconnecting with our dreams, creativity, and a deeper spiritual sense of purpose. Mercury will oppose Uranus at 11:58 a.m., stirring up a surprise for all of us, though this may not feel entirely out of the blue. As this is the final of 3 oppositions these two planets have made recently thanks to Mercury's November retrograde phase, we may want to pursue our desires late into the evening, with the moon squaring Venus at 11:46 p.m., putting us all in the mood for a late-night indulgence. Our dreams can be especially vivid in the early hours of the 11th, as Mercury trines Neptune at 2:18 a.m., stirring up fantasy and creativity. We may need to work to find a comfortable balance by midday, when the moon and sun lock into a tense square at 12:51 p.m., creating tension between our wants and needs. Fortunately, we can speak our truth without worry when Mercury returns to Sagittarius at 2:40 p.m., after making a temporary visit to the sign of the Archer during its retrograde cycle back in November. There will be an air of exuberance at 7:44 p.m. when the moon sextiles enthusiastic Jupiter in Cancer, encouraging us to dive into life with an open heart and hopeful expectations, though we may need to temper this with a healthy dose of reality when the moon then opposes Saturn at 10:59 p.m. Come the 12th, we might be stirred from our slumber at 3:55 a.m. when the moon squares Mars, bringing a jolt of energy our way when we least expect it. But it will be easier to incorporate any surprises when the moon makes a harmonious trine to Uranus at 5:19 a.m. The morning can feel a little foggy at the moon, then opposes mystical Neptune at 6:50 a.m. before it moves into Libra at 8:04 a.m., putting a premium on forming dynamic partnerships. We can speak our minds more effectively when the moon sextiles Mercury at 10:01 a.m., and we can push through any complicated limitations at 12:19 p.m. as the moon and Pluto form a free-flowing trine together. Our words will carry extra weight on the 13th, as Mercury and Pluto make their own sextile at 8:31 a.m., helping us get to the heart of the matter at hand. The afternoon promises pleasant interactions as the moon sextiles Venus at 4:53 p.m., encouraging empathy and connections. The 14th features a bit of confusion, as fiery Mars squares watery Neptune at 3:43 a.m., creating a destabilizing mist around us. Fortunately, there will be a clearer way forward when the Moon and Sun sextile one another at 5:19 a.m., though we could get a little too enthusiastic about our progress when the Moon squares Jupiter at 6:33 a.m. Sunday evening will be anything but low-key, as a sextile between the Moon and Mars at 7:35 p.m. will send out a fresh jolt of can-do energy. The Moon will then enter Scorpio at 7:51 p.m., giving us all a laser-like focus, while Mars makes the last move of the week, entering Capricorn at 11:34 p.m., where it will remain for the next 6 weeks, encouraging us all to pursue our goals with renewed passion until late January. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you next week with the next segment. Until then, be safe and well.